It might take a physician or a nurse a couple of hours to read a medical chart. We can do that in a matter of seconds. When drug development started to adopt AI and technology, we focused primarily on drug discovery. So we made all these massive advances in identifying drugs and targets for disease, but the clinical trial side just never moved forward. It's a very slow, inefficient process. And what that meant was very few patients get access to clinical trials. So I started this healthcare tech company to leverage AI and generative AI and large language models to make that more efficient. So all of those manual processes that require a human to read a medical chart, to make those connections, to find those patients, I thought we can do that way faster, way better, more efficiently if we apply AI in the same way that every other industry has done it, except for healthcare.
So take us through the process. How does it work?
So when you go to the doctor today, there's a medical chart that they enter all of your information electronically. Still, somebody has to read that record. So they have to go to the computer, read that, and then find if you match for a clinical trial. But the large language model in seconds can read everything about you. And then we can contextualize it for the physician and say, here's the best treatment options for that patient based on their disease and the clinical trials they would be eligible for. Part of the problem is we think about all of this in isolation, right? So the US does clinical trials, Israel does trials, UK does trials, Japan does trials. The idea with ARC is if we can create a network of sites kind of globally that have the same vision for applying generative AI, large language models, making things more efficient, then we can use that partnership with all of those systems to say, this is how we did it in Israel. Here's how you can replicate it. As you do that more and more, you just gain more and more efficiency.